It's June 10th. As I record this, June 30th as you listen. I've had a tricky start to my day, which isn't all that abnormal for me. I have to batch record a bunch of episodes, and I'm not in a mind frame right now where I have the episodes sorted out. So how can I record an episode today when I don't know how I'll be feeling when it gets played? I've fallen into that trap of treating my podcast kind of like a live share, like a vlog series, right? So the challenge is on. I was just in a FaceTime with Gracie. Gracie had a great day today lifting, today being June 10th, not June 30th. She got a rope climb on June 8th, I believe. And now today she had a really good Olympic lifting class. So she's all very happy. In looking for ideas of what to talk about, I said, come on, Gracie, give me a topic. Neither of us could really come up with a topic. So I decided to talk about June. So June for me is now a month of new beginnings. March and April were chaotic months in 2016 leading up to Molly's death. May was the brick in the face month where I couldn't even function. And June was the month. Now, it wasn't a good month in 2016, let me be clear, but it's the month where I can sort of take a breath and put it all down. And I know I have 12 months to go until I have to go through it again, right? So it's a collective sigh month. There are fun things in June. There's, high school graduation. There's the last day of school. There's track camp. This year, the gala was, as you listened, just 2 days ago. There's a lot to like about June. So then I got thinking about other podcast experiences I had. I started scrolling through old episodes, and I came upon an interview I did with Libby Parker. And Libby started a podcast called OK Yup. And she started it during COVID, which I think a lot of people did, especially young people. And it was fantastic. She just talked about her life. She talked about what it was like to be her and all the things she was going through as a college student stuck at home in her bedroom during COVID. One of the things that she did was whatever day she was recording on, she did the national holiday of that day. So maybe National Cupcake Day or something like this, right? So I thought, okay, I'll do that for June. I decided I would go through all of the national month celebrations that June is. Month-long holidays in June. June is Children's Awareness Month. So this is a good umbrella term. It can be, children's awareness of what? That children exist, that children aren't adults. What does it mean, right? I'm not going to go deep into all of these things. If you find one that resonates with you, dive in. But I think in my mind, what comes to mind is children can't advocate for themselves. And so we have to be very, very sure that the things we advocate on their behalf are healthy and safe for them. Which leads into Pride Month, which I think is right now, the most visible celebration month that June is. I think businesses capitalize on it, and lots of different groups under the Pride umbrella are very vocal and loud during this month, which I think is important. National Adopt a Cat Month. So I have some people in my life that would love this month as National Adopt a Cat Month. I, Barbara Higgins, am deathly allergic to cats, so I'm not gonna celebrate this one. I will on other people's behalfs. Meow. June is African American Music Appreciation Month. Wow. So what comes to mind for me is a lot of jazz, classic jazz. Keb Mo and John Lee Hooker are two of my favorites that come right to mind. Of course, it's Michael Jackson. And then I think of like Dizzy Gillespie and his massive trumpet playing, Tracy Chapman. I also think of really African-American music as in the native music that comes from the countries, not necessarily Americanized rock and roll and jazz and that sort of thing. All right, June is National Zoo and Aquarium Month. So go to a zoo or an aquarium while it's kind of late. Go in July, right? National Dairy Month. Nice. You know what's interesting? Dairy is supposed to be milk products, milk. And they have eggs in the picture. I'm sorry, eggs are a protein. They come out of a chicken's butt. They have nothing to do with dairy. I find that fascinating. We lump eggs in with dairy products, and they aren't. They're eggs. They're their own thing. Dairy is like cheese, yogurt, milk, cottage cheese, dairy. Okay, this is one that's important to me. I always sort of felt it was November, Men's Health Awareness Month. So maybe this is more physical health versus mental health, because I know in November it's called Movember. And it really is like suicide prevention and mental health awareness for men. So this must be physical health, like prostate cancer or male-specific illnesses and things. It's Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Well, this means a lot to me right now. A good friend of mine has just been diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. Former coach of mine has moderate dementia and is now living in a facility. So I'm getting to the age where this kind of awareness is very, very relevant for me. National Safety Month. So the picture on National Safety Month is hard hats. So maybe it's like environmental safety or like insurance safety, like building, OSHA, that sort of thing, how to make your building safe. Maybe it's access for emergency vehicles, safety. Maybe it's smoke alarm safety. There used to be a smoke alarm in here. There isn't anymore. National Safety Month. June is Caribbean American Heritage Month. So all your friends who are here from the Caribbean or the Caribbean, however you say it, all those islands down there, we're supposed to honor their heritage this month. That's good to know. Aphasia Awareness Month. Okay, this resonates with me because as a special educator, aphasia is when the brain is lacking sort of ability to do something. It's like a blank spot in the brain. There can be visual aphasia, which means you can see, but you don't necessarily process what you see. Aphasia can address body movement, language. It's fascinating. National Give a Bunch of Balloons Month. Well, this isn't a very environmentally sound celebration now, is it? I love balloons, but they don't do much for the environment on any level. International Surf and Music Month. Wow. So I think of the Beach Boys and I think of Bethany Hamilton. Famous surfer, famous beachy band. I don't know. Oral Health Month. Teeth. I did a little BarbFit blurb on my BarbFit Facebook page about dental health and oral health for aging women, aging people like me. Healthy mouth is really super important, which always leads to the question, how come the eyes and the mouth are somehow left out of medical insurance? It makes no sense to me. Along with Oral Health Month, it's Vision Research Month. So let's look into what we see and how we see it. Women's Golf Month. All right. There's some fabulous female golfers out there. The WPGA. I suck at golf, by the way, but I can watch it. National Microchipping Month. How many of you microchip your pets? I can see microchipping. There are times I'd like to microchip Jack because let me tell you, I worry about losing him and that would be terrible. But I think, I don't know. Pretty soon our glasses will microchip us. I think our phones microchip us now. Hard saying. It's National Foster a Pet Month. So I have some friends that have been pet fosters. My friend Susan has fostered animals before. I don't know that I could foster because I'd have a hard time giving the animal away. I think if I fell in love with a pet, I'd want to keep the pet. In terms of being a foster mother, I feel like it's the same way. Unless I went in knowing full well it's temporary and my job was to build a bridge, I don't think I could foster an infant and have that infant know me as its mother for a year and then have to give it back. I don't think I could do it. So I won't apply. National Pet Preparedness Month. Well, this is a good one since it's Cat Adoption Month and Foster a Pet Month. It would be good to learn how to care for pets. Oh, Social Pet Working Month. Okay, June's all about the animals right now. Oh, it's also Fight of the Filthy Fly Month. Fight the filthy fly. Flies are actually really gross. Maggots turn into flies. Did you know that? Yeah, when flies lay eggs, they're maggots, and then they turn into flies. It's gross. However, I think they do eat a lot of, I know when people have infections like gangrene, like you put maggots on it, and the maggots eat all the infection up. So I think even though certain of God's creatures are yucky, we need them here. It's Georgia Blueberry Month. Apparently blueberries in Georgia must be good in June. National Accordion Awareness Month. I love the accordion. It's actually really fun to listen to it. It reminds me of that song, Mom has got a squeeze box, Daddy likes to dance all night, or something like that. National Steakhouse Month. Okay, for you meat eaters, this is a good one. It's also National Iced Tea Month. So you can wash down your steak with a nice glass of iced tea. Ooh, it's Soul Food Month. National Soul Food Month. Well, it's also National Country Cooking Month. Wow. Soul Food and Country Cooking Month. Probably those two are, I wonder how related they are. You'd think I would deep dive into it for you, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you think about it. National Great Outdoors Month. So I do like being outdoors. In the last 3 days, I've been inside in this upstairs office I'm relegated to. That hasn't been so great. National Candy Month. Yay! Skittles for me and Sour Patch Gummies. Right now, those are the ones I'd eat. June is National Mango Month. Ooh, and it's National Rivers Month. It's also National Potty Training Month. That's a good one. I don't miss that process. Not one bit. Actually, I never potty trained. I just let them go in their pull-ups until they were old enough to decide they didn't want to, which some people would disagree with, but you know, it's their bum and their poop. So I wasn't pushy on really forcing kids to meet my schedule. National Oceans Month. So if it's National Rivers Month, it's National Oceans Month. That seems a bit water redundant. Cancer from the Sun Month. Okay, I have this massive skin cancer thing on my back. It's like a basal cell. It's not like the kind that kills you, but you definitely don't want it in your system. And I've had 4 melanoma, and all I've been talking about the past few days is skin cancer. So who knew it was Cancer from the Sun Month? Although, to be clear, melanoma is not directly related to sunlight whatsoever. Melanoma, which is a skin cancer, is a cancer of the melanocytes, your pigment cells. So it evidences itself on the skin. It changes a mole. It starts to alter things on the skin, which is why it's a form of skin cancer, but it's not caused from external experiences other than a blistering burn. So you could have hot coffee poured on you and it blisters. You could burn yourself in a fire. That's as big a cause of melanoma as the sun is. I learned that when I had my, fourth melanoma. Child Vision Awareness Month. So we've already had Eye Awareness Month. Now it's for kids. CMV Awareness Month. I don't know what CMV is, so I'm going to have to click on that. It's a virus, cytomegalovirus. It's very concerning to pregnant women because it can cause health issues in newborns. Many babies are born with it every year. People carry it without knowing it. It doesn't really say what it is, though. It talks about how to promote good health practices. Keep close contact with your body fluids. All right, so I think CMV is a virus that does bad things. It didn't really tell me much. It's kind of disappointing. Entrepreneurs Do-It-Yourself Marketing Month. Okay, this is one I'm going to look into when I'm done recording this podcast because I'm terrible at marketing myself. I don't create room in my schedule to do it. So yeah, I'm not good at the marketing piece. Fireworks Safety Month. So this is a good one leading into 4th of July and all of the celebrations on that day that involve fireworks and explosives. So that's a good one. Infertility Awareness Month. So along with Infertility Awareness Month, it's Celibacy Awareness Month. So for those of you who don't know, when you're celibate, you're not having sex with anyone. So I don't know what that has to do with infertility, although if you're not having sex, you're not going to make a baby. That's the truth. But Celibacy Awareness Month, I think a lot of people are celibate by choice. I have my celibacy moments. I'm in the middle of a long one right now, and I'm perfectly fine with it. So we go from Infertility Awareness Month to Celibacy Awareness Month, followed by Cucumber Month. Yeah, there's no subtle, no double entendre there. Cucumber Month. Cucumbers have as much water as they have fiber. If you're dehydrated and you don't feel like you can drink any more water, eat cucumbers. They're very good at helping dehydration. Effective Communication Month. Well, this is a big one. Everything we're celebrating this month relies on effective communication. I remember reading a study once that most people don't fight because they disagree on the topic they're fighting about. They fight because they misunderstand what the other has said. The fight's actually about misunderstanding in the communication, not about the issue itself. So I think a lot of our social issues right now come from communication problems. Language is powerful, and redefining things and altering definitions to twist the outcome of something is a very, very tricky. June is Lane Courtesy Month. So this is when you're on the highway driving. The further left you go, the faster they go. So if you're on a multi-lane highway, the slowest lane is the right lane. And if you have 2 or 3 in between the far left lane, which is the passing lane, they get faster sort of as you go. But you always pass on the left of a car, not on the right of a car. Unless you live in Massachusetts. Then you pass wherever the hell you want. National Lemon Month. Well, I wonder if the mangoes and the lemons are going to fight it out for more publicity in June. June is Sports America Kids Month. All right, Sports America. So athletics is a really important part of physical and social development for kids. Rebuild Your Life Month. Okay, well, I missed it, so I'll have to wait till next year to rebuild my life. Although that really fits well with how I feel about June. When I finally get through March, April, and May, and June comes, it's like a collective, okay, I can start over now. Can rebuild my life. So I actually really liked that. I like that one. Cataract Awareness Month. Lots of vision issues here. It's Care for Your Grandparents Month. Okay, I'll have to let Gracie and Jack know. They need to step it up. Care for Nanny. This is a great one. Age Without Apology Month. So I have no trouble bragging about being old. And people go, you're not old. Well, I am compared to a lot of people. I'm not as young as I used to be. So I like the Age Without Apology. Beautiful in Your Skin Month. This is another good one. You need to love who you are, not because of what you look like, but because of what you can do with who you are, what your body can do for you, and as you live in your body, the good deeds and wonderful things you can do for others, how you can self-care, care for yourself and the body in which you live. So Myasthenia Gravis Month. Okay, I've seen TV commercials about this. I can't say a word like that. It's an autoimmune disorder. It affects communication between nerves and muscles, leading to muscle weakness. It sort of sounds like multiple sclerosis, but that isn't what it is. It started in 1995, so it's really quite new. So it's a lot like multiple sclerosis, which is the myelin sheath disorder, but the outward symptoms could be the same. Muscle weakness and inability, the communication gets wonky. National Migraine Headache Awareness Month. Well, this is a good one too. I thought Molly had migraines and she had a brain tumor, so knowing the ins and outs of migraines is super important. National Pollinator Month. Okay, so pollinators are, bees. There's all various types of bees that pollinate, and not all bees pollinate. Isn't that interesting? National Scoliosis Awareness Month. That's curvature of the spine. That can cause significant issues for people that have it. It's Skyscraper Month. Okay. Not too many skyscrapers in New Hampshire. I think the tallest building in New Hampshire is like 20 stories. It's tall enough. I rappelled down it once on a zip line. Pharmacists declare war on alcoholism month. Wow. So with all my issues around drinking, let's see what that one is. Pharmacists declare war on alcoholism month is a time to raise awareness about alcohol addiction. It highlights the crucial role pharmacists play in battling this problem. Wow. Huh. I didn't know pharmacists were involved so much. They sit on the front lines. Maybe they answer questions. Maybe they notice signs of addiction. So I could see addiction with like pills and things. But you don't go to the pharmacy to buy alcohol, so it's just interesting. It's nice though. There are medicines that are supposed to help you stop drinking. Here's a good one, Turkey Lovers Month. If you like turkey, which I do, I love turkeys. Now, if you're a vegan, you love turkeys as they gobble around in your yard. If you're a meat eater, you love turkeys roasted to perfection. So everyone can love a turkey in their own way. Black Lives Matter Month. So this comes from June 19th, which is called Juneteenth, which commemorates a holiday in Texas where a Treaty of Freedom was signed when black and brown people were ultimately given freedom. I don't know the details of it. National Frozen Yogurt Month. Okay, Jack eats enough Yasso bars to we should have stock in the company. National Perennial Gardening Month. Well, this is the month to plant those perennials so they come back year after year after year. It's National DJ Month. Do you love a DJ? I love Nazi. Way to go, Nazi Naz. It's Pluot and Aprium Month. That looks like a vegetable. It's also Antiphospholipid Antibody Syndrome Awareness. Okay, that's too many impronounceable words. Let's see what that is. It's APS. It's an autoimmune disorder. It causes blood clots and other complications. Okay, so that's a pretty specific one. I'd never heard of it, and I've heard of most of these. I don't know what Pluot or an Aprium is. Any of you know before I look it up? Nature surprises us with something fresh and exciting. Pluots and Apriums are perfect examples. These fruits come from crossing plums and apricots. Oh, we're crossbreeding things. Reminds me of the Cher song, Half Breed. Half breed, how I love but hate the word. Good old Cher from the 70s. I'm going to have to try those fruits. It's National Camping Month. Oh, that's a good one. The weather's finally warm enough up here to camp. It's International Mud Month. That's an international holiday. So mud season here is much more March and April, not June so much, although if it rains a lot. National PTSD Awareness Month. That's a good one. So D-Day is in June, right? The anniversary of D-Day. And so we talk a lot, and we end May with Memorial Day. So there's a lot of veterans' thoughts around that. So that's a good one. Although PTSD isn't just veterans and people coming home from wars. PTSD is anyone that's recovering from trauma. Audiobook Month. Okay, so celebrate Audiobook Month before today is over by downloading my book, Motherland, onto your Kindle or whatever and listen to it. Yeah, I read it myself. And Lipedema Awareness Month. It's a condition of the connective tissue. Painful, uncomfortable health issue that affects mainly women. National Lipedema Awareness Month is here to build public knowledge. It affects women, that's why nobody knows what it is. Treatment options, compression, anti-inflammatory, heart healthy, regular exercise. So lipedema, it's like connective tissue pain. I take collagen for connective tissue pain. All right, so why did I do this? Why did I sort of spend an episode talking about nothing that's directly related to me? I think the main reason is because even when you're feeling crappy, there's always something to celebrate. I'm going to share a story about yesterday. Yesterday, I took my friend David to his physical therapy appointment. He's relearning to walk, and it's been a long, slow process for him. And he's had a lot of bad days. There have been a number of days I've shown up at his house, and he's just out of it, sitting in the wheelchair, head down, doesn't want to talk, just really, really discouraged and depressed. So I went to get him yesterday, and he'd been awake for a while, and he has a caretaker, Mary, who is a sweetheart, and they get feisty back and forth. He was angry. He was arguing with a contractor, and he was just frustrated. And he got up from his wheelchair, like in one fell swoop, and took his cane and marched into the kitchen, walked so fast I could hardly keep up. And I'm like, what are you doing? It freaked me out. And then he sort of realized it, and he goes, you know what, I'm just sick of not walking, so I'm just walking. If I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. So I'm just going to, when someone's here, I'm going to walk. He walked to the car with the cane. We went to PT with just the cane. He did amazing. He walked unassisted all the way across the PT room into the waiting room to the door. It was awesome. I made a video. I sent it to our little friend group. He had this amazing, amazing day. And at the end of it, He came over and sat in the yard with Kenny and my mother. Jack was in the pool. I was watching Jack. And he drove here, and he got out of the car by himself, and he walked up the driveway with his cane, and he sat in a chair. It was minor, but it was huge because he did it by himself. He didn't need help getting into or out of his car. He was able to get in and out of his home. He came visiting on his own. He stood at the bottom of the driveway for a good 10 minutes talking to our neighbor Linda. I would take all of this for granted. I'm right now thinking about how am I going to get my workout in with this busy day I have, right? I'm worried about all these things. He walked. So then he went home and he watched the video of him walking again. And then he watched the video of my sub 5-minute mile. And he can be quite emotional, but he understands the bigger picture. And he said, Higgins, I watched it 3 times. I cried and cried and cried. Because as I said last week in the episode about it, it was just such a phenomenal example of a tactically flawless race. And it just paved the way for so many other young girls to believe in themselves and to find their place in athletics and sports. And it was just a celebratory thing, like this amazing thing that happened. I'm going to remind him the next time he's, in the chair, scooching along, feeling depressed like he's not making any progress, that there is always something to celebrate. Sometimes it's National Lipedema Day. Sometimes what we're celebrating is Cancer from the Sun Month. Sometimes we're celebrating Chocolate Cupcake Day. The days that are celebrated in June are equally as fun as the whole month. So listen, I'm really struggling in my life right now. I am cranky and angry. I complain about the same things year after year, and I do nothing to change them. And I think that's what I'm most cranky and angry about. And I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do. I've had the same conversation with myself 9,000 times. Maybe I do know what to do, and I'm just not doing it. But if you have any advice for me, or any Jesus Christ, Higgins, do this, then send it out to me, because I can do so much more than I'm doing, and I don't. And I'm tired. Anyway, June is over. We're marching into July now. 4th of July, my birthday, musical theater camp. The extravaganza and track camp are in the past. Coming up on theater camp and then the golf tournament. I'm going to do a road race this year. I don't know what to call it for yet. Maybe Molly B. Miles, or I would love to do, because Molly lived 13 years in 1 month. I think if I do a road race to honor Molly or to raise money for the foundation, it should be a half marathon. Why? 13.1 miles. Maybe purpose-fulfilled half marathon, or run with a purpose. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but it's coming. So be ready for that. Be good to yourself. Go online today and find out, go to your birthday and see what the national holiday is for your birthday. Do something that just makes you feel better about yourself. Be good to someone else. Always be good to other people. Be kind to them. And as always, have a good day, everybody. Hey, thanks for listening and supporting the podcast. Feel free to leave a review and share my stories with your friends. Please reach out with your own stories, as I love connecting with my listeners. If you would like to get to know Molly, head over to mollybfoundation.org to see what she is all about. If you want to see what I'm up to next, you can find me on Instagram at barb_444. On Facebook as Barb Higgins, and at my website, 1000tinysteps.com. And while you're there, sign up for my newsletter, a weekly way to find out what's up in the life of Barb Higgins.